Good morning, Virgo. Someone has been watching you, not in the passive, peripheral. You are simply in their field of awareness, way that describes most of how people occupy each other's attention. In the active, specific, I am paying deliberate attention to you way of someone for whom watching has become the primary occupation of whatever portion of their attention is not strictly required elsewhere. Someone who has been registering you, the specific, particular, entirely your own quality of your presence with a consistency and a depth that has been building quietly into something considerably larger than watching, into feeling the specific, involuntary, I did not plan for this kind. The kind that arrived while the watching was happening and has been present ever since, growing in the private hours, in the unremarkable moments between other things, in the specific quality of someone who cannot quite account for how much space you have come to occupy in their interior life, who is, by any honest measure, crushing on you hard, and who has not yet found the form to say so, but is approaching it. Take what is yours today. What resonates, receive it. What does not, release it gently. But for those of you who felt something warm and slightly surprised move through you when I said someone has been watching, who felt the specific quality of being told something that is simultaneously unexpected and somehow not entirely surprising, this reading holds what you need to hear today. Let me speak about what crushing hard actually means in the honest, specific sense rather than the casual one the phrase sometimes carries. A crush at the surface level is mild, temporary, the kind of thing that passes with distance or time, or the arrival of something that redirects the attention more compellingly. What Spirit is bringing through today is not that kind. The heart of crushing hard is doing real work in this reading, describing something that has the specific structural quality of feeling that has taken root rather than simply landing on the surface. That has been present long enough to have become a feature of this person's daily interior rather than a passing weather pattern. Soft sigh. This person's feelings for you are not new. That is the first and specific thing Spirit is pressing forward. They have been present building, accumulating, deepening through the specific and patient process of genuine feeling that has found its object and simply refuses to reroute for longer than the silence around them would suggest. And the silence has not been the silence of someone who does not feel. It has been the silence of someone who feels considerably and has not yet found the specific configuration of courage and timing and the right moment that the saying of it requires. Finding it now. That is what the breakthrough energy of this reading is pointing toward, not a sudden, unexpected event that arrives from nowhere, but the specific arrival of something that has been building toward expression and is approaching the moment where the expression becomes possible, where the feeling and the courage and the timing align in the particular way that produces movement rather than continued silence. And the movement, when it comes in whatever form it chooses, is going to change something. Not in the vague things will be different sense that could mean anything. In the specific, concrete, this alters the actual shape of your daily life, sense of something real entering the real world of your experience and rearranging it. Because feelings of this quality that have been building this long with this specificity toward this particular person, when they finally find their expression, tend to arrive with everything that the building accumulated, with the full weight of what the watching produced, with the specific, clear, I have been feeling this for long enough to know it is real quality of something that has been tested by time and found unchanged. Whew. Hear them, because their voice has been forming in the private hours without an outlet and needs to reach you today before its formal arrival. I have been trying to find the moment for this for longer than makes me comfortable to admit. Not because the feeling was uncertain, the feeling has been one of the more certain things in my recent life, but because certainty about feeling and certainty about expression are different things. And the expression, the actual words in the air, you now know this saying of it has required something of me that I have been slowly, privately assembling. The specific courage of someone who is about to hand another person information about their own interior that changes the dynamic between them. That cannot be unsaid. That places me, in the full exposure of being known to feel what I feel. I think about you more than is proportionate to any casual explanation of what you are to me. In the mornings, in the middle of things that have no relationship to you and should therefore not produce you and do anyway. In the specific quality of certain moments where something happens that I want to tell you about before I have consciously registered that you are the person I want to tell. You have become, without my deliberate choosing, the default direction of my interior, the place thoughts go when they are not being directed. The person who is present in the background of my daily life with a consistency and a warmth that I have stopped trying to account for through explanations other than the obvious one. The obvious one is that I am drawn to you completely in the specific, this is not a passing interest way of something that has settled into something permanent feeling rather than remaining in the temporary zone where crushes are supposed to live. This has not stayed temporary, has not responded to the ordinary mechanisms by which temporary things pass, has simply remained at full size, and the remaining the specific stubbornness of something that will not relocate is what has finally produced the decision to say it. Because something that will not relocate deserves to be named rather than managed indefinitely into a silence that serves no one. Soft sigh. Oh, feel the specific honesty of that. Not the performed version, not the carefully constructed declaration of someone who has planned the impact of their words. The honest version, the one that acknowledges the duration of the feeling and the difficulty of the saying and the specific quality of someone who has simply run out of reasons to keep the saying in the private space where it has been living. Now, let me speak about the breakthrough, because that word is in this reading and it deserves its honest meaning. A breakthrough is not simply a good thing happening, it is the specific event of something that has been pressing against a boundary finally moving through it, of something that could not find expression finally finding it, of a situation that has been in a particular configuration finally shifting into a different one, not through external force, but through the accumulated pressure of everything that was building, reaching the threshold that produces movement. The threshold is being reached. In this person's interior, in the specific, gradual, finally sufficient quality of courage that has been assembling through every day, of the feeling being present and the saying being deferred. And the breakthrough, when it crosses from the interior into the shared space between you, is going to change the quality of your life in the specific dimension where this person has been absent as a full presence rather than simply a background one, not abstractly, concretely, in the way that the arrival of genuine feeling offered openly, received fully, changes the texture of daily experience, produces a quality of being seen and wanted and specifically chosen that alters how you move through your days. That introduces into the ordinary the specific warmth of someone who has been watching closely enough to know what you are and who has found in the knowing something worth everything the expression requires. Oof. What do you do with this? With the knowledge that someone has been crushing hard and is approaching the moment of bringing it into the open? Not with strategy. Spirit is not offering this reading as leverage or as information to be deployed, as the honest preparation of someone who is about to be approached with genuine feeling and deserves to receive it from a place of genuine presence rather than from the unprepared, caught off guard position that arrives when significant things find us without warning. You have the warning. Use it not to construct a response, but to locate yourself, to find in the quiet before the arrival your own honest position on what you feel about this person, not what you think you should feel, not what would be convenient, but the actual private, nobody is watching truth of how this person has been living in your awareness, whether they have been occupying space there that the official story of your relationship does not account for, whether the watching has been running in both directions, theirs visible, yours kept more private in the specific way of two people who are each carrying something in the direction of the other without either one having said so. If it has been running in both directions, if the honest answer to the self inquiry produces something warmer and more present than the official story has been acknowledging, then what is approaching is not only their breakthrough, it is the specific, finally available conditions breakthrough of two people whose mutual feeling finally finds the form to become mutual knowledge. The shared space, the open air between two people where things become real rather than simply felt. And if it has been running in one direction, if the honest self inquiry produces genuine uncertainty about your own position, then what is approaching still deserves honest reception. The honesty you offer in return for someone's courage in expressing genuine feeling is itself a form of respect. And the honest response, whatever it actually is the only response that serves both people. Soft sigh. Major breakthroughs are incoming, not as a vague, positive energy promise, as the specific, concrete something is about to change in the real world description of what happens when feeling that has been building for a long time finally finds its expression. When someone who has been watching closely enough to fall completely steps forward with what the watching produced, when the private becomes shared, when the crush that has been crushing hard finally finds the voice it has been assembling toward, be present for it with the full, grounded, completely yourself quality of someone who deserves to be approached with genuine feeling and who is going to receive what approaches from the honest, located, I know where I stand place that genuine feeling deserves in return. Uh, Someone has been watching, feeling, building toward the saying. And the saying, when it arrives, is going to be the beginning of something that changes the shape of your daily life in the specific and real way that genuine connection, finally expressed, always does. The breakthrough is coming. From the direction of someone who has been crushing hard enough, long enough to have arrived at the only available conclusion, which is that the feeling is worth the saying, regardless of what the saying costs. And that what it is being said to you is worth every moment of the building that preceded it. If this reading found you today, if something here named what is approaching and gave you solid ground to stand on as it arrives, stay close, subscribe, and come back. Because the story of what a hard crush finally expressed becomes, when it finds its full reception, that is a story worth witnessing all the way through. And the next reading will be there for every step of what the breakthrough makes possible.